Welcome back. It's Kicking It with the Crosbys. I'm Mason Crosby, and my brother Rees Crosby's here with us. He's not wearing a hat. I feel really uncomfortable, so we'll just go ahead with that.
Who
And
am I? I don't know.
yeah, I don't even know who you are. I didn't recognize you when you sat down. So
Stranger.
yeah, and I got my throwback Bucks hat on,
It is a cool one.
representing.
It is a
There
cool
will
one.
be a Bucks game in my future very shortly, so really excited about that.
Retired
Hopefully,
from the NFL, starting in the NBA. Or no,
yeah,
you're just
exactly.
watching. You're just watching.
I
Sorry.
mean, they haven't told me yet. I just was like, "Can I come to the game?" And then like I just didn't finish. Like I wasn't able to finish the sentence. Like I want to come play in the game. Like they don't know that I'm going to be sitting on the bench.
It's just
If I'm
like
the, I can be the towel guy. I'll do whatever. I'll be out
whatever
there.
it takes, man. I mean, you got
Yeah.
to start somewhere. I mean, just like you just Jackie Moon it, just like owner, player, coach. Like there you are.
Just, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I love that semi-pro. What a great movie. All right, yeah. So going to the Bucks game, great, big midweek stuff going on. Liverpool dominates Newcastle. So we're
Unbelievable.
gonna, yeah, talking about that. Do you believe is we got to hit on that because if you listen to the last episode, we tapped into some things a little bit. We were talking about where Rees was going. He's going to the refuge retreat for widowers, and I guess Lake Lanier is pretty haunted. So
That's the
watch your back.
word on the street.
What
Word on the lake is
word on the lake.
look out.
And then we'll talk a little bit. Lombardi Cancer Foundation's Award of Excellence is this weekend. So Molly and I are being honored at that, and so we can tell some stories about the Lombardi, our experiences from the Award of Excellence. Whenever Brittany spoke and Rees, you spoke at it. What was that? A couple years ago?
Yeah, two
Yeah,
or three. Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago. So the Lombardi Cancer Foundation, obviously, important to our family and has been a presence in our life for a long time now. So let's start this one off with the footy files.
Footy files. Oh, it's my
I know,
favorite segment. So, and maybe until Do You Believe? I don't know. But as of
I
right
know.
now, footy files.
Footy files is good, and we have Liverpool beating Newcastle 2-0 on the pitch at
2-0, indeed.
Anfield.
Dude,
And
you sound authentic when you said that. 2-0. I was like, who am I
2
looking
to
at right
0
now?
on the pitch at Anfield. We went down to the pitch and we got some grass. Do they call it grass?
I think so. I think it's called
The
grass.
pitch is
Yeah.
grass. Okay. You've been to Anfield. Tell everyone about Anfield a little bit. Just paint us a picture, Reese.
Well, what I do like about Anfield is it's similar to like the Packers Stadium, which a lot of stadiums in England are, but like they're in neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It's literally like your back
Just shows
garden,
up, right?
your backyard is like there, like it's right on Anfield Road, like for the most part. And so it is super interesting how close you are to homes and houses, and there's like a million pubs around, and that's the thing. That's what you do is, so there's no parking at the stadium like there is here. So you walk to the stadium. You can, take a train close by or a bus close by or park close by ish, and then you walk for blocks. And so kind of that's the thing. We'll meet you at this pub at this time and we'll get our pints in, however many that may be. Then you go to the stadium and you might have a pint there, and then you go to your seats. Game starts. Everyone goes at halftime to go to the bathroom, maybe have another pint, and then head back in, because what's
But you
different,
can't have beer, right?
you can't have
At your
beer
seat.
inside the like stadium area. You can in like the concourse, but like you can't walk into the seating area with alcohol. But it's incredible. Anfield's so different than a lot of the stadiums, I feel like, because it is growing and it is expanding. So it's a lot newer than a lot of the
Yeah.
stadiums are. But man, yeah, there's just something special about it. Like you have the gates around the stadium. You have the, honoring a few of the things like the 96 down 97 people that have passed away from the Hillsborough incident, stuff like that. And so you have like all this history around you. And then you walk in and there's the pitch and the, the cop end, and where the supporters stand. And it's a really cool feeling. And I was actually talking about this the other day, how instead of, like, go pack, go,
Yeah,
or like anything, they sing
they sing
songs.
songs. Yeah,
So it's so different from, like chanting or just like yelling like defense,
yeah,
defense. Like that's not what they do. They'll sing a song in support of a defender specifically,
yeah.
and that'll like be their
And
defense
are
chant. But
these are
it's
like pub songs, right? That like have been
yeah,
kind of created through the community, where it's like they just come out of nowhere, and it's just amazing.
they're usually just changing the words to some song. Like
Yeah.
one of my favorites is Fernando Torres, who used to play for Liverpool. He's a Spaniard, and his song was "To the Ants Go Marching In" is what it was, and it's his arm been proved he was a red. Torres, Torres, you'll
Yes, it
never
is.
walk alone. It said Torres, Torres. We bought the lad from Sunny Spain. He gets the ball, he scores again. Fernando Torres, Liverpool's #9. Da 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 da. And
And
that's
then
his song, like, and that's like everyone gets fired up, it's so funny. And
the Mo Salah song.
it's
You-
it's just it's great. And so Liverpool's song is "You'll Never Walk Alone," and
Yes.
it's Jerry and the Pacemakers, super slow song, but like a really cool inspirational song when you break it down. But
When they play
that
in the
like
stadium, like
ah,
how is that? Like what's that feeling?
everyone sings it, everyone puts everything they have into it. It's not a like it's kind of not a fun song in the regards
Yeah,
of
you're
like
kind of
you're not
like on
like
the
yay,
sway, like
you're
it's
like trying to put the song into
putting
the
that
team.
juice. Yeah.
It's super cool. And
Well, Van Dyke before this game against Newcastle, like put a call out to the Anfield
yeah,
faithful, and it's just like, we need you projecting onto the field, like just
yep,
make. And it's football, like football and international football is not like American football where there's not the stops and starts as much, where it's like plays coming in, crowd kind of settles and then ramps up. Like
yeah,
it's
no,
a
it's
constant action. And it's yeah, like you can't disrupt like communication in a sense, like where you're calling in plays and doing all of
mhm,
that, but there is a presence to those stadiums. And I wanted you to talk about Anfield because I am like the saddest human in the world that I have not been there. I
yeah,
have like everyone, I apologize before I say these words, but
so nervous.
the only Premier League game I've ever gone to in stadium is Stamford Bridge
Yep,
to watch Chelsea.
yep,
And they beat the brakes off Wolves. Pulisic scored, so that was a good moment,
that's
which they
fine.
hated
I'll
him
take it.
there. They
It's so
hated
weird,
him,
right?
which
Yeah,
was so ridiculous. Like I'm pretty sure like he scores a goal, has like plays a pretty good game, but it's like every time if he like press forward and then he'd like stop, and drop the ball back, the Chelsea fans, his home fans would boo him. It's just like if he didn't
it,
score a goal every time he got a touch, they're just like, oh, this guy's the
yeah.
worst.
There's a stigma for Americans over in Europe in general, but especially in England. And
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why. We have a lot of like quirky sayings that are very different from traditional like football sayings and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we say PK instead of penalty, like stuff like that. We
It's a
upper
penalty.
90 instead of, top corner or top bins. So, and we get made fun of for that. But traditionally, there at least always is like a standpoint of American soccer players will be athletic, and they'll be very hardworking. It's kind of like the general like thought
Yeah.
behind them. Other than
Not
that,
as not as hard of like not as good technicians or
little
like
yeah, a little scrappier.
footballers. Yeah.
Yeah, a little scrappier, a little more raw,
But
but
not as much
worker.
now. I mean, you got Jedi Robinson, like who
Yeah,
is just I mean, yes, he fits that
he
mold.
he
He's
fits that
athletic,
bill
he's
perfectly. Though.
fast, he's all that, but again, like ball at his feet, like it's and that makes me think from like this Liverpool game, like did you just Diaz and like some of the stuff Salah sometimes looks like he's about like he has no control on the ball. But he's
Right.
like guys are just like I'm falling, like trying to figure it out, and he just kind of like bounces through there. It's like they're fun to watch right now. It's like it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's a complete team. It's a complete team, and
Well,
that's
Salah, Dia, they're coming back on defense. Like, it
yeah,
feels like back in the Firmino days and, like, where it's just like everybody it's playing full team defense, and then it's like they're like a combination of what Klopp did, where it's like you're on the break. As soon as you get
right.
possession, it's like on the break. One of the balls that Alexander-Arnold played to Salah was just ridiculous because it looks like he's clearing it, but he literally just set it on his foot. Salah traps it down, like almost, I think they actually scored. I think that's where he broke it, and
Yeah,
then he drops it to McAllister, and he bends it in the
and
side,
that's
net.
like it's one of those things exactly to where you see a quarterback like scramble out of the pocket and he's running this way and he does all this stuff and then he throws it and you're like, was that on purpose? And you're like, it was. That
Yeah,
was 100% on purpose. Like it seems like it's not, but it is. And again, it's domination today, over 60% possession. It was like 12 or 13 shots to 2 or 3,
yeah.
0 on target for the other team, like for Newcastle. So it's starting to be just an absolute, people are already talking about Liverpool better be humbled next season. And we're like, we're already on to next season, I guess,
Be
'cause this
humbled.
one
I mean, they are playing like they are so fun to watch. Like their possession, like how they move the ball. Again, it's that instant attack. Whenever they're on defense, they get the possession, and it looks like a clearance or it looks like whatever, but it's just literally Salah is a machine. It's just like
yeah,
he plays 90 minutes, and it's like anytime they get the ball in like their defensive third, they're sending him on an 80-yard run. Like
right.
he's like, because he's kind of back defending, and it's like, okay, looks like we're gonna get possession. He's taking off down the field, and it's like Hail Mary every time, which is awesome. But yeah, well, I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. Like you're a huge Anthony Gordon fan though for Newcastle, right?
You son of a you. Oh, I hate you so much right now.
I had to start some fire real quick.
He drives me freaking
What's with this
crazy.
haircut? What's with
I
his hair
don't
right
know.
now?
It's a weird mullet vibe going on, and
Oh, the
it's
poofy peacock. Like I don't know what's
the
happening.
side is more aerodynamic, so when he falls all the time and hits the ground, he doesn't mess up the side of his head because he's the worst. I mean,
I had
he's
to
an
bring in
Evertonian, so that's just how. Why would you do this? Why would you do this to me? We're having a good conversation. Now I'm all fired up, and this is
We just want everyone to know how,
Mm.
like, our allegiance, we are all in Liverpool all the time. So, like, we have to, like, the Man U stuff we did with our, Maguire and Bruno Fernandez and all that. Like,
Oh, you're just gonna keep saying names.
it needs to be known that we have an allegiance, and that is what it is. Like, whenever you
I
are,
like other players.
I do too,
I like other players.
but especially when they're playing Liverpool.
Oh, I have no qualms with sticking you. I
I know
will
you do.
equalize you. Like, why
Oh
would
gosh, I love it.
Ah,
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah, you okay?
I gotta relax a
I
little
said
bit.
I said a lot of them. I mean,
You went off. That
I
was
said
not
3.
fun. I
You
didn't
did
like
all
that.
3. I did
That
all
was
3.
that was like a minute of just pure torture.
I know.
You had
Well,
me thinking like Anfield and like how
I know.
beautiful it
I
is,
get
and you threw in the
you
free.
painted a good picture.
Well,
Question, chicken before or the egg? Question, Anfield Road before Anfield Stadium or vice versa? What came
Anfield
first?
Road before Anfield Stadium.
Okay, so the road
Everton was
there.
before Liverpool, so I mean, hey, who knows if we're
But so the road was there, and then the stadium.
That's what I'm gonna go. I don't have a for sure answer, but that's gotta be how you can't just name it Anfield. It's next to Stanley Park, so that wouldn't make any sense. So
Okay.
it's gotta be a
Yeah.
road. Going with a road. Because it's
Okay.
the Anfield Road End, they call it that. Like it's
Oh,
Anfield Road End.
yeah. So the road.
Common.
So it came to the end. Okay, perfect.
That's what I'm going with.
See, I
Sticking to it.
haven't been
Final
there.
answer.
So if any Liverpool fans, any Liverpool, I actually had a tweet. Someone messaged me that like if we ever make it over there, he's like, I'll show you around Anfield. I'll show you around Liverpool. I was like, all right, we're in.
We got
Totally in.
we got plenty of those though. Don't you worry.
I know.
We
Well, I got
million
an
people.
in. So like our some friends in they're actually in Milwaukee, part of the Red Sox, like the whole group.
FSG, yeah.
Yeah, FSG, yeah. So they have an ownership stake. So
Sweet.
they've offered it. We just got to take them up on it.
That's the best thing about going to
Let
Liverpool.
me check
and why
my calendar.
it was so God, it was so funny. Like, yeah, I was going back to your scout like accent.
The voice?
Like, yeah.
Ew, let me look at my calendar.
But like that's the good thing about going to Liverpool. I actually have been to Liverpool like 5 times and only London once, and that blew people's minds. I had not gone to London until this year because we have so many friends there from whenever they would come over as kids and play in all those tournaments. So we like grew up with these guys. They started coming to Georgetown, Texas when I was 10. So
Yeah.
we have
And you
all
worked
kinds
over
of
there.
we have all kinds of friends there. So yeah, whenever I go back, it's so much fun. Like usually end up having like some sort of pub get together and just see how many people come. Like I think the first time literally it was like 20 people or so. And then last time it was probably like 8 or more. It was, one of the
Nice.
guys' birthday parties. So it was fun, man. It's always a good time. Like going to Liverpool. Liverpool's rough. Don't get me wrong. It's not like this beautiful paradise that
Yeah.
is so much fun. Everyone should go. Like be a little careful. It's a
Yeah.
little rough, especially
Watch
around
your
Anfield.
back. Watch your
But
back. Well, that
it's
was like, again, Stamford Bridge, like, was exactly what you said. Like, we got dropped off. Like, they're like, I don't think we can get any
it's
closer.
as
Like, our
close as you can
driver.
get. Go.
And so
Yeah.
we're walking through all these neighborhoods, and we're just like, I mean, I'm following GPS. I'm like, okay, it says it's over here. I can't see it. And it's like tucked by some train tracks. Like, you kind of walk through some pubs and some houses, and then there it is. Okay,
Yeah.
it's right there. And it's such a cool experience. And that's how much I love those soccer as well, is that I was over there playing in an NFL football game. It's the first time ever that Packers have gone to London, and I had to go see a match.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
Right.
like it was scary because they were on a rail strike. So like the union, so they were random shutdowns of things, and we were about 45 minutes an hour outside of town. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I come in with Nate Weir and the training staff, Flea, and all those guys. So we come in, and at about and it was frowned upon. I think it was like in this like early second half. I'm like, I gotta go. I can't risk like being
Yeah.
late back to the facility or back to the hotel for meetings and all the stuff. And it was a trek to get back. it was
It's
it
not
was a
it's not
trek.
easy. That's the thing too. Like even just flying in, people are like, "Oh, London Heathrow is the
Oh,
airport."
it
Like
is.
it's a ways out there.
And
It's
just
not in
getting out of
London.
there.
But yeah,
Oh man. All right. Well, we got to get to Liverpool. That's big on the list.
that's right.
All right, this weekend got Lombardi Cancer Foundation Award of Excellence, so we'll be doing that. And
Oh, my liege.
hello, I
Your
got a
award.
tuxedo.
Congratulations. Are you staying in the Kapua suite when you get there?
I hope so.
Award of
I'm
Excellence.
wearing a bow tie.
Yeah, well, you have to. You're
So
getting Award of
I
Excellence. So you
know
have
I
to.
had to. I
Will
had to
they
get a
call
bow
you
tie.
your Excellency after because
Ooh,
of excellence?
I if they gave me a medal, I feel like I need like a medal or like
Like
a
from
star.
and then they like pin it, and
Yeah.
you're like sitting. You're like,
And like, yeah. Well, I don't know if I go that far.
I wasn't saluting you. I was saluting the
Oh,
excellence.
saluting excellence.
That was a
Gotcha.
salute.
So yeah, Molly and I getting that. Obviously, the foundation is near and dear to our heart. I co-chaired the golf event forever. Have been to many of these events. Brittany spoke at the event. Was that 2017?
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah.
2017. Yeah.
She had that dark
Honestly,
brown hair. That's why I always go by off of
it
the
was
hair. She had
it
the
was
different
amazing.
hairstyles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her speech was just was unreal. And then Reese spoke in 22. Was that?
Yeah,
I think it's
somewhere around there.
2022. Yeah.
22,
Um,
23, yeah.
yeah. So this this event is special. It's it's something obviously that means a lot to us, and in the fight against cancer. Cancer has affected our lives obviously immensely, and to be able to continue to support a cause that is ultimately always trying to combat it is so important for us.
Yeah,
You got anything?
I mean, it's super cool again to be there because what's enjoyable about this is it's like a really fun event based around a really difficult thing, and I think
Yeah.
that's like what Lombardi does really good you have like the golf tournament, and that's fun, and fans get to come out, and it's a good time. So like you're raising money there, and then you have like the gala like big event as well, and that's just cool because like you get to see people donate and just all the people that show up and stuff like that. It's always pretty fun. A lot of good
Yeah,
stories that come from that too. A lot of fun.
for sure. obviously a little more serious where, it's like doctors coming up and talking about stories and things like that. So,
Yep.
yeah, we'll have some stories and, just talk about what that weekend was like. And then, next week, obviously I'll recap my Bucks game experience. I'm prepared. I haven't
You got to get
prepared
ready.
properly because they're
Yeah.
going like I might be called to chug a beer. So I'm
I
not going
I
to have a beer
always
by me because like
mm,
I don't want it to be like obvious. But if somebody
mm.
hands me one, I will have to take on that challenge.
I think that's a good strategy. Like a few things you got to be ready for. You got to be ready for like, hey, we need you to come do a half court shot, and you got to like at least
Says
make
that
who knows when that could
I'll be
happen.
ready. Tip
Yeah,
off.
or they're like everyone's fouled out. Like who's the next guy on the bench, and you're courtside, and they're like you, and like you got to go. Or yeah, like especially with like Bakhtiari with the beer chugging stuff, I feel like that's become a thing that you do have to be prepared for. I think you got to be ready for that.
Like, do you think if I went on the court that somebody would defend me, or if I just kind of stood in the low corner, I could kind of get lost out there, feed me the rock, just raining threes over there. Like they're going to double team.
I think they definitely let you shoot it.
They're going to
I think they definitely let you shoot.
Oh, they'd be like, let's see it. Let's see it. What if
they would turn and just be like, no, come on, bring it.
And then I drain that thing. Get a max contract. Now I'm an NBA player.
And then you chug the beer. That would be awesome.
Just chug it and walk off. And I'm like, I'm done. That's all I'm
like, I retire again. I'm out.
Retirement announcement. Give me the mic. I'm done.
That would be epic.
Oh man. What would I say if I retire from the NBA?
Like gave it a good run. I thank the fans.
Yeah, I just want to thank the fans. I want to thank the Bucks organization for this great opportunity. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see this journey happening. This is not something I could have ever imagined. And I did my best when I had my opportunities, and I left it all on the court.
No, I totally respect that. Yeah. Okay. And then you gotta
I'm prepared.
And then you give shout out to Harley Davidson and Pabst Blue Ribbon and just anyone that you can, just like Milwaukee, just to like keep it in
just
the family,
go all of them, right?
Just dive in. Yeah, exactly. Because that's really how we got here, if you think about it.
So I have the best head cover in the history of the world for my putter. It's a PBR look, but it's Milwaukee Country Club.
Oh, that's cool.
When I saw, I played Milwaukee Country Club for the first time, actually before the Lombardi Cancer Foundation golf event last summer, and I see this head cover, and I was just like, I have to have this. I wish they had more. I was like, I need more of this. So I rock that every time I'm on the golf course. It gives me good vibes. So
I respect that. That's all you need.
I am prepared. And speaking of golf, Rees and I are going to take on some other football players and football greats at the pro
fight. Oh, a pro. Yeah, sorry.
What? Well, that's your job. If we're behind, if we're losing, I need your job is to just mess things up. Just mess it up for everyone else.
No problem.
Yeah.
Chaos.
I can always find another caddy. So you can get kicked out of that thing. I don't care.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just like, oh, weird. Oh, this club's bent. Weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. I love it.
Shadows in the background.
Just don't stand behind me.
I will not stand in your line. That'll never happen.
Gosh, that was devastating. My one shining moment of golf.
This is risky.
I've never hit a shot like that ever since then. Ever since that moment, I have not hit a shot that close ever again.
It's going to be risky to caddy for you again, but I'm up to the challenge, and I'm not going to be anywhere near you. I'm just going to toss clubs to you from 20 feet away. Nah, I won't even be there, man. I'm going to be a freaking ghost. I'm going to be a ghost. You'll never see me. I'm hiding in trees. Like,
just come running by, toss me a club, take off.
Yeah. I'm not interested. I'll do it, but I'm going to be so disassociated.
Why aren't you interested? Situation. You're going to do great.
We got this. I'm afraid. Do you want to hear me say it? I'm afraid.
I did want to hear you say it. Speaking of, okay, that was a perfect segue. because in the last episode, if you missed it, we talked about Reese's trip, and I teed this up. He's going to the refuge retreat for widowers, and they are on Lake Lanier. And we didn't know. Spencer, our producer, gave us a hot tip that Lake Lanier is said to be haunted.
Oh gosh.
Many
Yeah.
people have died in that lake.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. So Spencer said that he did this last time. It has taken over 200 lives.
That's
Why
how I read it
does he
too.
say
My favorite, my
Like,
favorite too.
the
So
lake
like
has taken 200 lives?
my favorite thing about like this whole setup is like we're having conversations. Spencer's always listening, but you'll never hear him, and he'll send us these things in the chat, like
We
references.
try to bring him in, but yeah, sometimes
And
that
like
one's just about.
sometimes we go off on our tangents and we can't get back to it other times, but like he literally this one he's so quick. He was like Lanier, I'm ready. Like this taking over 200 lives.
The lake is taking the lives.
Well, and so that's
but
what
there
we're
has to be
talking.
something like what's going on there? What's happening?
He was saying
And
there's
so-
like electrocutions going on.
Question.
Like it.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not gonna hesitate, even in the slightest ghost. Yes, 100%
Okay.
real. I have
But-
2 ghost stories.
Oh my goodness. Is it like dad with his arm around Byron Nelson on the golf course? Because funny story, my dad, like not a believer, thinks like it's also just ridiculous. And we'll obviously poke fun at him. We're playing golf. And so anytime he'll hit a shot, he'll get kind of lucky, and he's like, "Oh man, thanks, Byron," and he'll like put his arm around Byron Nelson, the ghost.
The ghost
Just,
of Byron Nelson.
Oh gosh, like those are inside jokes that are probably funnier to us, but if you were there, you would have really enjoyed it.
It was great.
Tell me your ghost stories. I got to hear those.
Ooh. All right. Well, they're long. I'll keep them short. But here, hold on.
Yes.
In 2007, I was home alone in the middle of the day during my off period in high school. Is this good? Is this like scary?
I'm freaking out right now.
And I'm downstairs in our living room watching TV. And it's like, it's 3 p.m. It's broad daylight. And I'm home by myself because you're at a college. Dad's never there. Are you kidding me?
2007. Was I still in college? Was that spring?
Yeah, I would have been a senior. So 2007, 2008.
Yes.
And so by myself, I'm 17, 18 years old. I'm laying on the couch watching TV. No one's home. And all of a sudden, the upstairs door to my parents' balcony, which has a real heavy wooden blind on it, it slams shut, and then the blind hits the door, and I sit up, and I'm like, what the heck? I go to the door where the ceiling is their floor. Like, it's right above. It's a 2-story house.
Was it cold?
And I hear boom, 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 walking from where it would be the patio to the stairway like door. And so I was standing still, wasn't moving, and we have tile. So I go and I sneak and I like lean against the wall, and we had a little gap to where I could see the door, and I just stand there waiting for someone to come through the door, and no one did. And so I go to the kitchen and I get a knife, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But of course I got like a really big knife, which made no sense. And
so at this moment, you didn't think it was a ghost. You thought
no, it was a burglar, 200% a burglar.
Okay.
Someone broke into the house, 2000%. No question about it. Like door slammed, blinds hit, and it's our house. I know all the sounds. The sound I'm talking about. Like you slam it and the blinds follow and hit, and they're heavy wooden blinds.
It was just the door was open and the wind blew it shut.
So I wait, and no one peeks around, no other noises. Mom gets home like 20 minutes later. I haven't moved. I still have a knife in my hand. Mom comes home, and I'm like, someone's in the house. Get ready to call 911. I'm going upstairs. And she's like, no one's in the house. I'm like, I have a knife in my hand. Why are you like not? Why are you so calm?
Ridiculous.
So I go up there and I check. The door is closed and locked. It's not unlocked. It is locked. So like there was no wind because it doesn't get locked. And so I tell this story, and Quinn is there, and Quinn's like, a couple weeks ago, I didn't want to tell this because I thought I was crazy or dreaming, but someone sat down at the end of the couch, and I moved my feet, and I opened my eyes, and no one was there. And I was like, freaking haunted.
Jeez, I'm getting chills.
And I have one more if you want it.
Yeah. Is it quick?
Okay. It can be. So I was
Wait, just a
walking.
sec though. Like,
Ah,
okay, I'll tell it. I'll tell my part at the end.
okay, go. No, you go. I'll readjust my light.
No, it's better if you tell your story and then
I'm
I'll
ready.
tell mine.
Okay. So I was at a friend's house in Bandera, Texas, middle of nowhere. It's an old ranch property.
Oh
They
yeah,
have
that's
like
haunted for sure.
yeah, multiple houses around. There's like a well, a spring. It's definitely haunted. All water's haunted. And I was I was going in the
200
morning.
lives, taking 200. How many?
200 lives. How many lives were taken on this property? And so I go to this other house to like look for some stuff for the main house. No one's around, and it's big enough to where like you drive a vehicle to the other house. So I go through and it's 10 a.m. I walk through the house and I come back. And when I'm walking, I go into one of the bathrooms, and down the hall about 5 feet, it kind of like snaked around. There was a window, the door was halfway open, and there was a girl standing there. And there was girls at like the ranch. So like at first I was,
Oh,
didn't
you're like,
totally
oh hey,
freak me out.
hey, what's
But
up?
they blocked out the light of the window. And so I took a step and I like stopped and like mid stride and stared, and no one was there. But a girl with just over shoulder length, like curly hair, a white dress that went below her knees, and I could see ankles but no feet. And there she was, just
Your
standing there.
your stories are giving me chills for sure.
It was, dude, it was crazy. And then so I freeze for 5-10 seconds just staring, and nothing was there. But I'm like, I saw this. I know I did. I walk to the end of the hall. I push the door open real slow. It hits the wall. I take one step in, look around, no one's in there, and I get full body chills. I just go, okay. And I said okay out loud, and I walked out. And they were
This is
like,
this is your home.
it was crazy. So then we go back at night all together just to find the ghost, and never found it again. But those are my ghost stories
Oh,
as quickly as possible.
you gave me like I got chills just hearing your stories. But I don't believe. I don't believe.
Okay, I just tell these stories, and you're getting, hold on. If you're getting chills from these stories that I'm
I mean,
telling,
there's a ghost on me. Oh my gosh.
no, what is giving you the chills then?
Just the
Like,
story. Like I like it's a good story. Like
well,
like hey,
if you think I'm
you
full of it and you
experience some.
don't believe, then what are you feeling then? You're feeling fear and anxiety because you know that the ghosts are real and those
You
experiences are
told a good
factual.
story. I liked how you told it. Like I feel like it's a good story, but I don't believe that there were ghosts in the house.
Unfreaking believable. You know? You are. You are.
I know I am. I just like
Those are real.
again,
Those stories
I
shaped
haven't
me. Those stories
experienced it like
shaped
that.
me
I haven't
as an adult.
experienced it like that, so it's just kind of hard for me to believe that
That's fair.
that's happening. But
The
I believe in spiritual stuff. So I believe that there's like spiritual things like moving around us, like, you know, angels, demons, like all
okay.
this stuff, like from, because of my faith, like I
What if we
feel
say
like there's like
ghosts,
this.
but they were angel? What if that was an angel? Then do you believe it?
So
But if I
you just believe more than I do. So you want to believe and you want to experience it. Maybe I don't
it
want to
could be the
experience.
label ghost. What if what I saw was an angel and you're just like, oh yeah, no, I believe that. But if I was like, oh, what I saw was a ghost, you're like, don't believe it.
I mean, I
Nope.
guess that's true. Like, I guess I do believe then in
A
a sense.
label. It's a
Just
label.
I have not had those moments. I've had moments where I've been like a little like, oh, I thought I saw something, but I haven't had that like that moment like you.
What'd you see? Tell me.
I mean, oh, there's
Get
a
it? It's
shadow.
hey,
There's a shadow over there. Oh my gosh. What
you
is
seeing it
that?
right now? Are you seeing it right now?
I,
Can you communicate? Is
it's
it
in
communicating?
it's where the light's not touching the wall and it's a shadow. Oh my goodness. Dude.
That's where they live.
But I love honestly your stories. Like I want to have a story like that. I do.
The longer versions are more fun because I stand
What
up and I act them out, and
what
there they
if
are, and it's
what if like the person was in the house and they locked the door behind them? You
where did they go? I was there the whole time. They didn't leave.
what if they had a key?
It was the upstairs balcony on
Yeah.
mom and dad's. There's no stairs, and that thing was gonna collapse at any moment. There's
That-
not like a human
all
up
right.
there. That thing was gonna
I'm
break at any
convinced. Yep.
second.
Ghost is in the house.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I needed that. I needed that validation. Thank
I
you.
know. That's crazy though. Like they must have shown up after I left because I never experienced it.
Maybe. Or you did
Well,
like a seance and released them upon us. It was probably you said you believe in spiritual stuff and you did not elaborate, which I think is
oh
dude,
gosh, am I like it? Did I
seances.
summons it?
You
You think
summons? You
is that what
summons
it
it, dude?
seance? What is it like? What do you do?
You
All right.
do seance, you summon them. Yeah, what
All right,
else?
I'm gonna no. I think that's good for you. Do you believe? But we're gonna keep this going. I want to do you believe like as often as possible because I love those stories
They're good, man.
and we have a few others that we have to run down. But big weekend in sports. We will be back on Monday, but actually, man, Liverpool. Okay, Liverpool's off this weekend, huh? Yeah. So they just got done with their 5-game stretch in like 11 days, which is wild. They deserve a little breather. Bucks game. I'll have a recap of that. My team Drogheda, they're in
Oh,
Ireland. Yeah, that's how you say it. I learned that. They're playing Galway United on Friday. Walsall versus Swindon Town. I
let's
love
get
the
them.
names.
They are
Swindon
great
Town
names.
on Saturday morning. So if you're if you're up and you're wanting to watch, and then Sunday morning, Silkeborg, my Danish club is playing. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Sonderjysk.
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 7 a.m. on Sunday. Danish Superliga.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it. All right, man. Well, hey, just stay safe. Watch out for everything. I don't fully believe because I haven't seen, but I do believe in spiritual stuff that's happening around us. So I am happy that you've experienced that. I think it's interesting that you've experienced it,
Thank you.
and I can't wait to talk about it the next time. So hopefully nothing happens in the time being. Hopefully nothing happens while you're on this trip at Lake
Yeah.
Lanier where 200 lives have been taken.
We'll be on high alert, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
also just remember, like seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. And I learned that in the Santa Claus from Judy the elf. Okay. And it took her thousands of years to get that hot cocoa recipe right. And so I trust
You can
her.
trust her. Oh,
Trust her.
that's
Boom.
great.
Judy.
Hey, we're kicking it with the Crosbys. Really appreciate y'all joining. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. Catch us on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Go to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Want to do some giveaways, but keep listening. Really appreciate it. And Reese, we'll talk to you next week, bud.
See ya.
Later.